6:15, and I will call this meeting of the Norfolk City Council to order. This is an open meeting. Posted in the corner right around as you come in the door there is the actual Open Meeting Act. And I would ask if you would stand with us, join in a moment of silence, and as well, the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Beth, if you will do roll call.
Coy.
Here.
Langy.
Here.
Merrill.
Here.
Awesome.
Here.
Murin.
Here.
Moaning.
Here.
Faust.
Here.
File.
Here.
All right. And if you would, I would ask for approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion, Your Honor.
Second.
Motion with a second to approve the consent agenda. Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative.
And as well, I would request approval for the full agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
A motion with a second to approve the full agenda. Again, please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative.
Okay. First thing we have on the agenda tonight is a special presentation, and it's a proclamation for February 25th, 2014 as Spay Day USA. Whereas cats and dogs provide companionship and share the homes of hundreds of individuals in Norfolk, and whereas the problem of pet population is a reason for the cost of animal control and animal pound expense for Norfolk taxpayers. And whereas animal pounds and shelters throughout the country must euthanize approximately 4 million cats and dogs each year, although many of them are healthy and adoptable due to the lack of critical resources such as money, space, and good adoptive homes. And whereas spaying and neutering cats and dogs, among other animal companions, has been shown to drastically reduce pet overpopulation. And whereas veterinarians, national and local animal welfare organizations, and private citizens have joined together again this year to advocate and support the spaying and neutering of companion animals on Spay Day USA 2014. So therefore, be it resolved that I, Sue Fluchman, Mayor of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska, by the power vested in me, do hereby proclaim February 25th, 2014 as Spay Day USA in the City of Norfolk and the surrounding area, and urge citizens to observe this day by having their own cats and dogs spayed or neutered, or by sponsoring the spaying or neutering of another person's cat or dog, or a homeless cat or dog. Is there anyone here in support of that wants to receive this? Okay. We will then move on to a public hearing, and the first is a public hearing to amend comprehensive plan for Elkhorn River Corridor to industrial south of 1305 Elkhorn Street at the request of Daniel E. and Connie J. Gary. And as well, we're going to open the request at the same for a zoning change from I-3 Limited Industrial District to I-1 Light Industrial District south of 1305 Elkhorn Street from Elkhorn River Corridor to industrial. So with that, I will open the public hearing and look to Trent. Are you going to talk to this first, or Connie, do you want to come forward? Connie, we'll let you start, and if council has questions for him.
Connie
Sorry.
Berry, if you sign in, right?
Please.
Okay. I'm Connie Gary, 1707 North 13th Street in Norfolk. And Mayor and Council, I am here as an owner of a property in that corridor to speak in favor of amending look here, my husband's right now, comprehensive plan, as it is part of our property, and for changing the zoning from I-3 to I-1. And the reason that we are requesting this is that we'd like to sell a portion of the property, and I believe that through the discussions between Dan and the city and planning commission, it was decided that taking it to amend the comprehensive plan and changing from I-3 to I-1 was required in order to do that.
Okay, any questions for Connie at all? Trent, do you want to help out here a little bit, maybe?
You done
I haven't
well.
worked on this.
You done well. Mayor and council,
Stay right there, Connie, we might need,
like Connie was saying, the comprehensive plan shows this whole area as the Elkhorn River corridor. So we need to change, that's therefore the change of the comp plan. It's going to industrial. And this whole area has been zoned industrial I-3, which is county industrial track actually, for quite some time. It's been that way for probably, I don't know, probably during Scott's time and maybe before. So in order to do that, Deetswell and some others, they're all zoned I-1. And if a portion of this was to be sold off and they wanted to, let's say, add on, then we need that as I-1 too. The county industrial track I-3 and I-1 sometimes don't play very well together if you're putting buildings on them, so to speak, for tax purposes, for lots of purposes. So that was the initial request. They requested the county remove it, so the county did. I think that's all done, taken care of, and so it's removed from the county industrial tract, and now they're requesting the zone change to I-1. So
okay. Has any questions from this council at all?
I-3 to I-1.
So Trent, before the designation for the, you said it was Riverway or whatever? What's the comp plan call it now?
The comp plan has it as an Elkhorn corridor, is what they call it.
Do you know when we adopted that portion of it that way? I never remembered the
That was a-
corridor.
The original comp plan we're still using is when was it? 1. So that was back a ways. And then, of course, we're looking at our new comp plan, or looking into that, so. That whole area, you know, along the flood control and that, I think that whole area all the way up along the flood control is pretty much that, unless it's been changed. Because it's kind of a, you know, it is Elkhorn corridor, so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions at all? This is a public hearing. Is there anyone else that might have questions or wants to address any of this before we let Connie sit down? Okay, seeing none, Connie. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Any further discussion by this group at all? All right. Planning Commission report, Beth?
The Norfolk Planning Commission held a public hearing at the request of Dan and Connie Geary to amend the City of Norfolk's comp plan from Elkhorn River Corridor to industrial south of 1305 Elkhorn Street. The Gearys are requesting a zone change on this property from I-3 to I-1, and it's been removed from the county industrial tract. The comp plan reflects this property as Elkhorn River Corridor, so the Gearys are requesting the amendment to industrial. The Planning Commission recommends approval on the zone change for a 7-0 vote. And then they also held a public hearing on the,
Is it a zoning change?
the zoning change from I-3 and limited industrial to I-1 light industrial at that property south of 1305 Elkhorn Street. The Gearys are requesting the zone change as required to an amendment to the comp plan. They want to sell the parcel to abutting property owners, and the zone change brings all the property in the area to I-1 zoning. Removal from the county industrial tract was also required prior to the zone change request. There was no opposition to the request. The Planning Commission recommended approval of the zone change on a 7-0 vote.
All right, and with that, I will close the public hearing to amend the comprehensive plan and as well that to change the zoning from I-3 to I-1. And I would ask for consideration of ordinance number 5283, amending the City of Norfolk comp plan from Elkhorn River Corridor to industrial south of 1305 Elkhorn Street as requested.
Mayor, I'd offer ordinance number 5283 for consideration.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion with a second. Any other discussion at all? Then a short title.
An ordinance of the City of Norfolk, Madison County, Nebraska, amending the future land use map of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska, providing when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and providing for publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5283 carries on first reading.
Your Honor, I move we suspend the rules and pass ordinance 5283 on second and third.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion with a second to suspend the rules and pass ordinance 5283 on second and third reading. Any discussion? Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5283 carries on second and third.
All right, and as well, I would ask consideration of ordinance 5284, approving the zone change from I-3, Limited Industrial District, to I-1, which is light industrial, south of 1305 Elkhorn Street.
Your Honor, I'd move consideration of ordinance 5284 on first reading.
Second.
We have a motion with a second. Any discussion at all? Then a short title, Beth.
An ordinance of the City of Norfolk, Madison County, Nebraska, amending the zoning district map of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska, providing when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and providing for publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5284 carries on first reading.
Your Honor, I move we suspend the rules and pass ordinance 5284 on second and third.
Second that.
You heard the motion with a second to suspend the rules and pass on second and third reading. No further discussion? Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5284 carries on second and third.
All right. Next is consideration of approval to accept the bid of $45,985 received from Midway Trailers for a replacement hazmat response trailer to be used by the fire division. Can I get a motion for consideration?
I'll make the motion, Your Honor.
Second.
All right. Scott?
Mayor and Council, some time ago, we became aware that our existing trailer that serves our hazmat response team, as you know, we're one of those 10 teams scattered across the state to respond to those emergencies. We became aware that that particular trailer's been, is overweight and starting to fatigue based on the amount of equipment that we continue to put in it. Coincidentally, we became aware of some grant money that may be available that could help us secure the replacement of that trailer, better suited for its purpose and better able to store and stow the equipment that we need for those responses. At that time, I asked a subcommittee of our hazmat team and officers to study some of the options for us to replace that. Trent worked on that committee with a core group of folks and has some details about the bid tonight. So what we have considered tonight is to replace the existing trailer that we currently have. And I think Trent can speak to the details of how we came to that number and so forth. So please answer any questions as we go along here.
Okay. Trent?
Mayor and council, I guess if you have specific questions on that, this trailer was, we had went to 4 different vendors on this trailer, and which included 2 of our locals, and since it's specialized, obviously, with hazmat equipment, it's the same size basically as our old one, but it's all aluminum, so it's substantially lighter, and it's built heavier, and so payload-wise, and it's specialized with some special doors on it, just for our hazmat team underneath the awnings and stuff when we're donning and doffing our Class A suits. So some pretty specialized stuff, but then again, the guys, we did make some deletions because it came in high. We had 3 breakdown of grants. It included a Homeland Security grant that was $30,593. We had a hazmat grant that was $12,500, and that was a Norfolk Fire Division hazmat grant. And Region 11 had $2,892. So through negotiation, because there was one bidder, I did negotiate with Midway Trailers, and we did reduce that price down to $45,985, which is the total of those grants. So if you have any questions, I'd be more
Nice
than
work.
happy to.
Nice work. Any questions at all, council?
Trent, what are the present plans for the existing trailer?
Well, the existing trailer, I know there's been some talk about it already on the city side. It was purchased with Homeland Security money, so I have not researched that wholly on how we deal with that, because it was purchased with grant money. But I think there's some time on that where, and/or if you use it for emergency, use yet, and we could probably still do that. So no definitive plans yet that I know of, unless.
Well, when we talked about it at staff meeting, I know Chief Meisner and his staff showed some interest in it to replace the one that they had as a smaller trailer. They're looking at to see if that would work for them. They don't have quite the heavy equipment that the hazmat team has, so it probably would work for them. That trailer was bought just over 10 years ago, if my memory serves me, with some Homeland Security dollars. And usually what happens on those things is when there's a time frame, and I don't remember off the top of my head what it is, they can become excess equipment, and then you can dispose of them as the entity that received the grant sees fit. So I think that time frame has been met. But if we keep it, as Trent said, if we keep it in the public safety family, there's no issues with that.
Thank you.
Scott, this is a larger trailer, you said, then, than what we previously have right now, then?
This is the same length, Councilman Fall. This length of this trailer, it's a little bit different. The tongue is a little longer because the generator is sitting on the tongue itself, and it is taller. So, but it's all aluminum, top to bottom.
So we can still use our same equipment to pull it around, correct?
Yes, same equipment.
Thanks.
Speaking of the generator, and do you replace that, or was the new trailer come fully furnished with new hazmat equipment, or do you take and swap the old equipment out of the other one? Okay.
Yeah, Councilman, we do swap basically everything that we have. As we grow in the hazmat world, all of our equipment grows with us, and there's more new stuff coming out all the time. Seems like we're adding more weight all the time. We had a 1-ton pickup pulling it. We switched that to a F550 pickup that we use as a grass rig, and it's our hazmat rig. And with our old trailer, the city shop they reinforced the bottom side of that because we were starting to put some pretty big stress marks in it on the tin work. Even you could see it. So, we were about grossed out even with the F550. So after that, we go to a semi, but hopefully we never have to go there. So I see the mayor's raising her eyebrows at me already, but no, it's gonna work great. It'll be a great addition, and should work good for us for many, many years.
Trent, if you mentioned it, I missed it, but what's the lifespan of the new trailer? What do you think it's gonna be?
Boy, 10 years on a steel trailer, and it's rusting out pretty bad, from the elements. I would imagine an aluminum one, if we took care of it, I would think we should be able to double that. I would
And that
hope.
trailer, when we bought that trailer, we bought that locally, and it was used.
Yeah, it was used when we bought it.
So,
You got 10 years out of that one, right?
and it was used.
Used, yeah.
So it's probably, I'm guessing it's a 20-year-old trailer roughly, maybe not quite. So, and that was steel, so.
Okay. Great.
It's served us well over the years. It's just we've outgrown it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Trent, how big an area does that trailer cover? How far out do we take that?
Councilman, we do cover, it's a large area, northeast region. We cover, anywhere the governor wants us to go, really. We can go beyond even our region if need be. We have been, our most recent responses have been quite a ways from here, so. Lindy, I guess that was probably I think that was our last response up there.
Wayne.
Or Wayne, of course,
Yep.
and so all those. So it kind of depends if we had a huge incident somewhere, even where another regional team was already there, then if the governor requests us to, we would go, so.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions at all, council? If not, vote, please.
All council members voting in the affirmative, motion carries.
All right, seeing nothing else on this agenda then, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.